Hello, YouTuber woobers. Of course, I'm not at all prepared. Man, that looks kind of icky. Better. Now I'll use this. Yeah, I know. I should do this before I start up. It's not like I'm shooting normal video that I care about. Ooh, look at that. Looks really good. It's been looking a little hazy lately. Let's get it down to where it should be. There we go. So, I've been spending so much of my time lately in video, shooting video, everywhere video, that I've kind of let my skills on digital or still photography slide. And I'm an old school photographer that came up from film based cameras and actually manual film based cameras. So my first automatic camera was a digital camera. It was a Canon PowerShot of sorts. So prior to that, everything was all film based, manual camera. So I'd have to meter every shot and pick and choose. And with film based cameras, it was pretty much what you do is you'd probably frame in and try to get the best picture possible. You don't want to do 24 pictures or 36 pictures and only end up with one good one. It wasn't feasible, particularly when you're a teenager. So, when I was in college, I was doing black and white um, as their newspaper and yearbook photographer, and we were doing black and white, and we would process our own stuff, but still, you don't want to shoot 24 or 36 pictures and only have two good ones. You want 24 or 36 pretty close to good ones, and then you have 20 good ones or 30 good ones. Or bet yet, if you go out on the tip of a long jetty, well, the tall ships, which are the old sailing vessels, are coming into Boston Harbor, sitting there taking pictures of those, and you misroll your film, and then you shoot 36 pictures of blank because you don't know it. Those were the old days of film. In fact, I had some Kodak box Hawkeye cameras, which was the leather, where they were wood, and they're coated over with the fake leather. And it was a 620 film, which is kind of like a 120 film. It's just a little bit larger, 120 wide by whatever the proportion is high. Maybe wouldn't be 620, but they called it 620 film. But the width was 120, but the height was something else. But you ended up with a print that was like 3 by 5 or 3 by 4, 3 inches by 4 inches. And they actually took amazing pictures if you had ideal light. So winter, snow, bright sunshine, or summer, bright sunshine, or summer at the beach, bright sunshine. Do you hear the bright sunshine part? Fireworks, possibly, something with bright lights. Mediocre came out mediocre. So, but that was the day, and that was people were accepting. And of course, you can still do that kind of size format. If you have $1 million life, you can buy those kind of digital cameras. So, um, make a long story short, which is probably too late, my daughter wanted a digital DSLR camera. And all I need, Dad, is a DSLR camera. Everything will be great and wonderful. So I found a DSLR camera. It was a Canon Rebel T3. Um, or $125 on eBay. It was from a pawn shop. Had some lenses with it. Had a bunch of gear with it. Had a winder with it. Not a winder, but a power pack. This is it here because I was showing it to somebody. That's why it's still on my desk. This thing here, you pull the battery out and slide this into there and screw it into place. Hook this up to the remote cable switch, and then you could take the picture with the button on the bottom here. It's for a left-handed person, the cameras aren't really made for people who are left-handed. It's kind of like unfortunate. Holds 2 batteries instead of 1, so you get twice as much time before changing out batteries. Adds a little more weight to the camera, but it has its advantages. So it came in there, a bunch of other stuff. I had a remote for a flash, remote trigger for a flash, which I can't find anywhere. But at any rate, it did be all right for a while. It was a 720 for the video, and I don't think it was like maybe a 10. I think it's about a 10 megapixel sensor. It was adequate for many things that I did, but it wasn't 1080, and all my videos I shoot is in 1080 format. And so I got a T7, a used T7. So it's my new camera. I got it used off of the B&H website, which I think they have some really good products at good prices. They kind of are similar to Amazon, except it's a family-oriented photography shop out of New York City, and they have some pretty decent products there. Sometimes their stuff is less than Amazon. Sometimes it's about the same or a little more. Their shipping is a little funky, and their return policy is that they have to get the product back before they give you credit, whereas Amazon will give you credit as soon as it checks through a tracking system of UPS or USPS. So, but Amazon doesn't take it back and put it on a shelf. It goes to the return warehouses where they basically just sell the stuff off in pallets, or they'll refurbish them, depending on what it is. It is a different process. Whereas with B&H, they'll restock it. If you buy something new and you don't like it, you can send it back and get your money back, or if it doesn't work for you. And I've had some items like that didn't really work. They're supposed to do what I wanted to do, they didn't. But that's a little complicated in getting things sent back to them. So they have a used department. A lot of photo shops online have a used department, but they seem to have some pretty good deals on there for various things, not just camera, but for computers and drones and a lot of different things. So I got this camera here. This is a T7. It's not the latest thing in the book. Of course, the latest thing now is 4K, but the 4K cameras are a little over my price range at the moment. I just got the body because I had lenses already from before. This is a 22 millimeter lens, which is the widest you can go without you getting the fisheye look. And this lens is great for me because it's indoors. I don't have to, if I want to take a picture of that wall, see where that picture is? In here, it looks like it's 20 feet away, but in all reality, that wall is about 8 feet from me. And if I use my 50 millimeter, I'm too close. When I'm doing the Fairy Speaks now, if anybody has been watching them, The title page is actually the cards that I pull for that show. So after I do record the show, I will take a picture with the camera from overhead and take a picture of the cards, and then I'll put them onto the title page. And the 50 millimeter doesn't do it. I'm too close. It won't do it. I base it like this, which, needless to say, doesn't work because the screen doesn't fold out. And I don't know. I think it's the next series up where the screen folds out. Another price jump. But this camera here, I'm really loving it. I've been, as you can see, I've been doing some photo essays, going around shooting different areas of the area, taking pictures of unique things and some things not so unique. And it has a lot of features to it, and a lot of them I have to learn. But it's kind of fun because I'm having to relearn photography in a different aspect. And fortunately, I had all those years of using a manual camera that I'm quite familiar with f-stop and shutter speed and film speed to know how to set up everything. I have somebody that I've been teaching photography to, and it's useful to have something to learn on so I can refresh my memory. But now I don't have to worry about film, so I can see right away. I actually got two flashes. There was a flash I was looking at that had a remote trigger, and that came with it, so you could put this off on a stand. And then I said, when I bought the body, I said, well, the heck with it, because the other flash was like $170 for the pair, the trigger and the flash. I said, the heck with it, I'll just buy a cheap Canon flash, and I'll just start with that. And down the road, I will upgrade. Now, I didn't know was that this particular flash, well, actually, it didn't come with a manual, so I was watching YouTube videos on how to use it. This one is the Canon 580. It's 550EX speed light. They don't call them flashes; they call them speed lights now. It has a little diffuser, slides out. See, they just slide out and put it in front of the lens, and it'll diffuse the light beam. So it's kind of cool. Now, what's also cool about this flash is that it was actually their Cadillac version of the flash back 15 years ago for Canon. And this is actually a $500 flash or $300 flash, whatever it is. It was more of a flash than I'd pay for. And it actually allows you to hook up, set this up as a master. You can either use the flash on the camera or turn the flash off and trigger another flash like this in the area. And it's like a 300-foot range or something, which you'd never use. If the flash is up, they're your subject. And you'd stand back and take a picture, and you'd light up the subject and have the background be in a lower light condition. So there are possibilities. I think I can do 3 flashes like this. An A, B, C. And it's really kind of cool because the flash was cheap. It was like $59. So it was well worth the money. And it was worth the money so much I bought a second one so that I would have that second option. It was, either you buy the trigger or for $100, although I found a used one. And I don't know if it'll be available when I'm ready to order it, but for $50, which was the older series, that you can put on your camera, because that's great, because then it's a pretty bulky thing to have on your camera, particularly if you're not holding it. If you are holding it, if you're putting it on a tripod, it doesn't matter. But if you're holding it, the more weight you have to balance while you're trying to focus, you know, and get everything else right. So it's pretty cool. I just wanted to do a quickie. There's no such thing as a quick video with me. But I wanted to share some new equipment. I'm on a budget, so I'm not in the position. I'm not making those big YouTube bucks yet to afford the 4K stuff. But this will work for me now. I mean, I'm happy with the picture quality. You guys have been seeing the stuff come out on the videos, on the ones with pictures. So you could see what's being produced with it. And, most of the pictures that I take are actually, I don't have to crop very much. Some I do, but not all. Most of them are fine. So I'm having fun with it. It's, and that's what it is. It's having fun. So many people are isolated, and people are just used to being isolated for the last year, that not a lot of people are getting out there and having a good time. So it's kind of nice to get out and do some day trips. I'm a little limited how far I can go. I can't do overnights. Runs into certain complications. But, I could go places that's an hour away and come back and explore. It's kind of interesting to some things. And I suggest doing that too, just grab your whatever, well, for the thing with my daughter was, all she wanted was this DSLR. And once she got it, she was happier shooting with her iPhone. So she took it on a trip, took a lot of great pictures with it, but she'd rather shoot with her iPhone because it's more compact. And the iPhone does a really good job. You don't have as much control in I don't even know if you can go to manual mode on the iPhone, but she never does. She just points and shoots. And she does a great job. She's taught her a lot about composure, composition and stuff with pictures and stuff. So she does a pretty good job on her pictures that she does. And she's happy with just using the iPhone. And there's gadgets out there for the iPhone. You can use various tripods and stuff to hold the camera so that you don't have to, if you want. So at any rate, she didn't use it for a while, a year or so I ended up taking it back and playing with it. And so now I've upgraded to this one. I sold the other one to a friend I've been teaching photography to for a really good price. Really, really, really good price. And hopefully that'll give her a step into where she wants to go with her photography. So, there's still a world out there taking pictures that are not using your smartphone. And one thing I hate are see pictures of people taking pictures in the mirror, bathroom mirrors or public bathroom mirrors, or you see the camera being held up because they can't, I mean, there's nothing cute about those. It's just in my opinion, of course, but. And most of the digital cameras, they all have self-timers on it. I don't know why they don't have self-timers on smartphones. It doesn't make it too smart. It doesn't have a timer, self-timer on it, because just about every camera out there, whether it's digital or film, has a self-timer on it. So, anywho, just sharing. Hope everyone's having a sparkling day. It's a little mucky out today. Sun pops out and then pops back in again, but it is what it is. It's not snow. It's not snow. End stream. Ta ta. Yeah,